Welcome back, children of grade 8, for our today's English class. In the last class, we have seen about simple tense and will continue the session with the next tense form, that is continuous tense or otherwise progressive tense. Today in our English class, we are going to see the next chapter in our grammar unit, chapter 7, tenses. Tenses are otherwise called as verb tenses because it completely depends on the verbs. First of all, let's see what is meant by tenses. The word tense comes from the Latin word tempus, which means time. So, tenses denotes the time of action of the verb. So children, tense is a word that was derived from a Latin word tempus, which means time. So, tense denotes the time of the action of the verb. Then what is meant by verb, children? That we already know that verbs are the words that describe an action, an occurrence or a state of being, that is known as verb. So as I already told you, children, the word tense is derived from the Latin word tempus, which means time. So tense is a form of verb. Tense is a form of verb which used to express the action when it takes place, that is when an action is, was or will be performed. Express when an action is, was or will be performed based on the time frame. That is when the action is taking place. We can divide or categorize tenses into three types. First one is present tense, second one is past tense, and the third one is future tense. Now children, let's watch a video about these three tenses with an examples.
Hello friends.
Hello children.
Do you want to improve
your English?
We all know
that we need to improve our roots and good fruits. Children, to get good fruits of English, we are now going to learn the root of English.
Yes.
That is, we are going to learn tenses today. These are the main fundamental pillar for both speaking and writing correct English. You must learn that properly. What exactly is a tense? Tense is a form of a verb that takes to show the time it happened. It actually describes when any action that happened with respect to its time. Now, children, the time of the action could be in past, present or in future. Children, look at the timeline carefully. The circle represents the present tense. Here, the line which is left to the circle is the time which is already past, and the line which is right to the circle is the future time. So please understand this timeline properly, children, because as we are going to use this timeline for understanding when any action took place with respect to time, as the time could be past, present or future. Tenses are mainly divided into three types: past tense, present tense and future tense. Now each of these three types have four subtypes. First one is simple, second one is continuous, third one is perfect, fourth one is perfect continuous. Consider this as a family tree, children. The grandfather tense is having three children: past, present and future. And each parent is having four sons with same name, that is simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. Writing them all becomes 12 siblings. That means
we are
12
going to learn
tenses.
each of
We
them
are going to
at a
learn
time.
each of them.
For that,
We
need to
we
revise
need
the
to know forms
verb.
of verbs,
Verbs are mainly
which are mainly divided into five forms,
which are
which
base
are
form.
base
We will
form,
denote
we will denote it as
V1.
V1.
Past form,
Then
we will
past
denote
form
it
will
as
denote it
V2.
as V2.
Past
Then
participle,
past
we will
participle
denote
form
it
will
as
denote it as
V3.
V3.
SES
Then S or
form, we
ES
will
form
denote it
will
as
denote it as
VSES.
VS or
And
ES.
ing
Then
form, we
ING
will
form
denote it
will
as
denote it as
VING.
VING. Let's see an
Let's look
example
into
for
an
the verb
example
play.
of verb
The base
play.
form of the
The
verb
base form of
is
play is
play.
play. In
The past form of the
it
verb is played,
and in
the past participle form
it
is played. S or
In the
ES form
SES
is
form, it
plays,
is plays,
and then ING form
it
is
playing.
Let's
look
see
into
one more example with the
Go in
verb
the base
go.
form is go.
The base form of the
Past
verb
form,
is
it
go,
is went.
and the past form
In the
is
past
went.
participle form,
Past
it is
participle
gone.
form is gone.
And in
S or ES
it
form is goes.
And in ing form,
finally the
it is
ING
going.
form is going.
Now that you are clear
So
with the
children,
verb
now
form,
I think you must be clear
let's
about
dive
the
into
verb
tenses.
forms. Let's see
Let's
and
dive
move on
into the
to
tenses.
the tenses.
Let's
Children, as I explained you with the family tree, in English we have 12 tenses. Tense is the grandfather. For the grandfather, it has 3 children. First one is present tense, second one is past tense, and third one is future tense. Each parent has its own children in the same name: present simple, present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous. Coming to the second son: past, past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. These are the children. Then for the son of future, which has the same children, that is simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. Children, let's see the next tense form, that is perfect tense. Past perfect, present perfect, and future perfect tenses. Children, let's look into perfect tenses now. First tense is present perfect tense. It refers to an action that began in the past and is true in the present. And it also refers to an action that happened in the past, but time is not specified. The structure and the sentence pattern of the tense is subject plus have or has plus verb 3 plus object. Let's look into an example of action that happened in the past and still it is true. I have played football a lot this week. Let's look into the timeline for it. The action of playing had started in the past. It is still true in the present moment. That is, I am still playing football. Now, let's look into an example of finished action without any time declared. I have finished my homework. Here, we are getting to know that the homework is done. But time is not specified when exactly the homework was done. So, in the timeline, it will look like this. Look, it is a simple past, but here the time is not specified. While in the simple past, we know the time when the event was completed. Children, please understand these difference. From the two timelines, we understood the usage of present perfect tense. Children, let's see the present perfect tense in detail. Look at the picture here. The have form of verb have or has plus verb 3 must be used in present perfect tense. Children, let's see the definition for present perfect tense. The present perfect tense is used to describe an action that began in the past and continues in the present or has just been completed. For example, look at the sentences here. I have played, or he or she has played. Look at the formula and the sentences for present perfect tense. Have or has plus past participle, that is verb 3 children. Past participle is verb 3 So look at the example sentences here. John has started his homework. John has started his homework. Next example, they have fixed the broken window. They have fixed the broken window. So here in present perfect tense, activity started in the past and might continue in the present. That is known as present perfect tense, children. Children, let's see the sentence pattern for positive, negative and interrogative sentences. First one, positive sentence. Look at the sentence pattern, that is the structure here. Subject plus have or has plus past participle, that is verb 3, children. So the example here, I have tried sushi. I have tried sushi. For negative sentence, look at the sentence pattern here, children. Subject plus have not or else haven't. Both are same. The short form of not is int. N apostrophe T. Then has not or hasn't plus past participle, that is verb 3. So look at this sentence here. I have not tried sushi. I have not tried sushi. The next one is for interrogative sentence. We have to bring the helping verb, that is the have form of verb to the front, that is be form of verb to the front. Have or has plus subject plus verb 3, that is past participle. So look at the sentence here. Have you tried sushi? Have you tried sushi? Question mark is very, very important in interrogative sentences. So these are the way pattern to make the positive, negative and interrogative sentences in present perfect tense, children. Children, look at the positive sentences in present perfect tense. See the first one, he, she, it. We have to use has only, children. So in present perfect tense, for singular subject he, she, it, we have to use has. So has plus verb 3, that is past participle form. Verb 3 means past participle form. The third form of the verb is verb 3. So he has watched. She has watched. It has watched. And in the plural form of subjects like I, you, we, they, we have to use have plus past participle form, that is verb 3, third form of the verb. So I have watched, you have watched, they have watched, we have watched. So these are the things we should keep it in our mind. For singular subject we have to use has. For plural subject we have to use have plus verb 3 form of the verb. For example, you have watched this movie. She has watched this movie. So this is the example for positive sentences in present perfect tense. Then look at the negative sentences in present perfect tense. See the example here. He has not watched. She has not watched. Not or int. We have to use hasn't or has not. He has not watched. She has not watched. It has not watched. So we have to use the verb 3 form, that is past participle form of the verb. So he, she, it, for singular subject we have to use has not. Okay, children? Then for plural subjects like I, you, we, they, we need to use have. So I have not watched. Verb 3 form of the verb is watched. So I have not watched. You have not watched. They haven't watched. So have not or haven't, both are same, children. We can use, instead of not, we are just using int, that is I-N apostrophe T. Haven't. Have not and haven't both are same. So example, see the example here. You have not, that is haven't watched this movie. So this is the negative form of sentences in present perfect tense, children. Children, let's move on to the interrogative sentences, then, that is how to make questions in present perfect tense. So see here we have to bring the have form of verbs to the front. So has he watched? Has she watched? Has it watched. So for singular subject, has plus the subject, that is has plus the subject plus verb 3. That is the pattern for singular subject. For plural subjects like I, you, we, they, have should be brought front. So have plus subject plus verb 3. So have I watched, have you watched, have we watched, have they watched. So verb 3 form should be used in the verb's place. So look at the example here. You have watched this movie. This is the positive sentence. See the interrogative sentence here. Have you watched this movie? So now in this picture we have discussed the positive, negative and interrogative sentences with the pattern in the present perfect tense. Children, we have discussed about the sentences in positive, negative and interrogative in present perfect tense. So the structure of positive sentences is subject have or has plus past participle. That is the example, I have tried sushi before. Look at the negative, subject plus have or has plus not plus past participle. That is verb 3. So look at the example here, I have not tried sushi before. Then in affirmative, have or has plus subject plus past participle. That is verb 3. So look at the sentence, have you tried sushi before? So these are the examples for positive, negative and interrogative sentences in present perfect tense. Children, that's all from the tense present perfect. Let's move on to the next tense, that is past perfect tense. Past perfect tense.
It refers to an action that completed before any other action in the past. Structure of
so look at the structure and the sentence
is
pattern for past perfect tense. Subject plus had plus verb 3
plus object.
Verb 3 means past participle. Look at the example here. I had played football before you
one
came.
Action of playing
One action of
already
playing
completed
was already completed before the another action in the
it will
look
look
at the
like this.
timeline.
On the left hand side,
this.
an action
On the
of
left hand
playing
side,
is already
action of
completed
playing
with
is
respect
already
to another
completed.
action
With respect to another
I hope
action
you are clear
came.
with past perfect tense.
I hope you are
Let's
clear
look into
with
the
past
next
perfect
tense.
tense. Children, let's see in detail about the past perfect tense now. Children, let's see the definition for past perfect tense. Past perfect tense indicates the finished or completed action of the past. So, look at the positive sentence and its pattern. Subject plus had plus verb 3. That is past participle form of the verb. Look at the example for positive sentence. The players had lost heart before the match finished. So, it is an example for positive sentence. Look at the negative sentence, the sentence pattern here, subject plus had not plus verb 3, that is past participle form of the verb. Look at the example here. The players had not lost heart before the match finished. So simply we need to add not or int instead of not. So the subject pattern is subject plus had not plus verb 3. The past participle form of the verb. Look at the interrogative sentence for making the question in past perfect tense. That is had plus subject plus verb 3. So we have to bring the have form of verb to the front now. So had plus subject plus verb 3, that is past participle tense of the verb. So look at the example sentence here. Had the players lost heart before the match finished? Had the players lost heart before the match finished? So now let's discuss about the positive, negative and interrogative sentences in past perfect tense. So the pattern for past perfect tense is had plus past participle tense, that is verb 3. So look at the example here. John had started the music before I arrived. The next example. They had considered that option before signing the contract. So look at here. When do we use past perfect tense? The past perfect tense takes place before another past action. So look at the example here. I noticed that he had left his books behind. So here in this tense of past perfect, the past action that took place before. I noticed is the past action and it was in the past perfect tense. Had left is in the past perfect tense. So we have to use the past perfect that takes place before another past action. So I noticed is a past action. Before that, after that, past perfect is used. So in past perfect tense, in positive, subject had plus past participle. In negative, subject plus had not plus past participle. In interrogative, had plus subject plus past participle. So these are the sentence pattern and the structure for past perfect tense. For positive, the example it is, she had finished the test. In negative, she hadn't finished the test. In interrogative, had she finished the test? So these are the examples for past perfect tenses. Children, that's all from the past perfect tense. Let's move on to the next tense, that is future perfect tense. Future perfect tense. It refers to an action that will happen before another event in the future. Here we are comparing two events in the future. Structure and sentence pattern for future perfect tense is subject plus will have plus verb 3 plus object. Look at the example for future perfect tense. I will have played football by the time you arrive. My action of playing will be already completed before the action of your arriving. Children, look at the timeline. It will look like this. On the right hand side, the action of playing will be completed by the time another action of your arriving comes. So here comparison of two future events is happening. Children, let's see in detail about future perfect tense now. Future perfect tense. Future perfect tense is used to express the action that will be completed in future at some time. Future perfect tense is used to express the action that will be completed in future at some time. Look at the sentence pattern for future perfect tense in positive, negative and interrogative sentences. First, let's see for positive sentence. The sentence pattern is subject plus will plus have plus verb 3. Look at the sentence. I will have taken the example. I will have taken the exam. Look at the negative sentence. The same thing, not should be added. Subject plus will plus not plus have plus verb 3. The sentence is I will have not taken the exam. I will have not taken the exam. Next, come to the interrogative sentence. The sentence pattern is will plus subject plus have plus verb 3. The example, will I have taken the exam? Will I have taken the exam? So, these are the sentence patterns for positive, negative and interrogative sentences, children, in future perfect tense. Children, let's see when do we use future perfect tense. It was given as continuous, but it is perfect only, children. So future perfect tense. completion before a specified time in future. Action that is completed before a specified time in future. So look at your example. By the end of this week, she will have completed her assignment. By the end of this week, she will have completed her assignment. For then, the next one, duration in the future. Look at the example here. He will have worked in Japan for exactly 30 years by 2020. Then the third one, certainly about the near past. For example, they will have arrived at the hotel by now. They will have arrived at the hotel by now. The pattern for future perfect tense, I have already told you children, for positive subject plus will have plus past participle. The example sentence is, he will have done it by this evening. The negative sentence and the sentence pattern here, subject plus will not have plus past participle, that is verb 3. Look at the example here. He will not have done it by this evening. Look at the interrogative sentence and its sentence pattern here. Will plus subject plus have plus past participle, that is verb 3. Look at the example sentence here. Will he have done it by this evening? Will he have done it by this evening? So the formula and the rule for future perfect tense is, in singular form we have to use will have. In plural form also we have to use we will have plus verb 3. So both in singular and plural form is the same case. We have to use will have plus verb 3, that is past participle form. Third form of the verb should be used in future perfect tense. So children, in this session we have discussed the perfect tenses, that is past perfect, present perfect and future perfect tenses. Let's sum up the past, present and future perfect tenses. The first one is present perfect tense. So the formula and the structure and sentence pattern is have or has plus verb 3, that is past participle form of the verb. That is the activity that started in the past and continues to the present, that is present perfect tense. Then the next tense is past perfect tense. The sentence pattern and the structure is had plus past participle, that is verb 3. So look at the definition here. First a completed activity, then another activity. Moving on to the last tense, that is future perfect tense. The structure and the sentence patterns here, will have plus past participle. So here at specific point in future this activity will have been completed, then another activity will begin. So this is the pattern and the definition for future perfect tense. So that's all from this session children. We have discussed all the perfect tenses, past, present and future perfect tense in this session.